Go hold a pose. So we've often done a lot of physical activities. This is one where we're going back to using stability, isometric exercises. Give you a squeeze and a release, or just simply hold a posture. For some people, it's quite hard just to hold and inhibit movement. Some children are on the go all the time, and part of that, sometimes all of it, is because they don't have the core strength. They don't have the ability to hold their bodies still. They don't have the sensory registration of where their bodies are, and it feels quite scary. But if they move it, then their brain knows, oh, there's my arm, there's my leg, and they might be really wiggly ones. And they're into everything and they're jumping on everything. And that's part of not having the registration, having that great connection between the brain and the body. So having some activities where they actually have to hold a position is really good. So this is hold a pose. Now I would recommend you pick 5 poses and do those when you can. So you could pick a place around the world to do a pose. You can pick some 5 animals. You can pick some cartoon characters. You can pick some TV program characters and see if your body can put yourself in that position and hold it. So what do I mean? So say for example, you won't see my arms, but if I was in Paris, what would my position be? So the Tour Eiffel. And if you hold that for 5, you can actually squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your legs, squeeze your bottom, pull in those tummy muscles and hold that. Some of you may want to breathe out and relax. And over time, you will feel muscles that maybe you haven't felt for a while. And then you can relax. Just let it out. And then you can go back and hold it again. So you can do 5 counts and you can do it 5 times. Or you can pick a place. So maybe you want to do the Taj Mahal and whatever. Whatever you think you would do for the Taj Mahal. This is just what came to mind. I thought, well, it's still using muscles. I'm still having to hold position. These are supposed to be the pillars. And so it's just a bit of fun to think of places around the world that have monuments or whatever and hold for at least 5. Squeeze those muscles if you want to, and then release. Squeeze and then release. We can do like, what's that, the Sydney Opera House? You're in this position instead. Just have a bit of fun with that. What about some animals? Who's this? One leg up, kind of like a little bit, actually the head would be up a little bit further. I was thinking about this. So flamingo. So do the flamingo. And again, you're standing on one leg, really good for hip stability. Pressure going down through the whole of your body weight, going down through one foot, giving deep touch pressure into the foot. Or maybe it's kind of like a giraffe. I don't know what your giraffe might look like. That was me thinking that's mine. So again, when you hold this pose, you'll feel it in your upper limb, as well as if you're pulling in your tummy muscles, if you're squeezing your leg muscles, and relax. So hold it. You can relax right the way down if you want to, and then come back into position. Hold it for 5, give a squeeze, and then release it. What about some characters? For those of you who are into football, there may be certain football characters that do certain poses, or, you know, lifting t-shirts up or whatever. Here's one from my youth, if you remember. You can write if you know who this is. You really have to be of a certain age. And but that will really get your arms as well. If your arms are up against gravity for any length of time, you really start to feel it. So it's just a go hold a pose, a different activity for doing something slightly different, but keeping still. And I'd love to see any photos. If you can take any photos of any positions that any of your children are in, any of you are in, it'd be quite fun to see. what you come up with. And you can also time yourself to see how long, what's the longest amount of time you can actually hold a pose for. Maybe you hold those 5 poses and then you can see, is it easier for you to hold the giraffe longer than the flamingo, or whatever.